Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the MAGA panel, MVP sponsored by Crystal. I'm the host. I have the lovely Jenna. She's co-hosting, and of course we got MAGA VP. We got Air Power Luke in the building. We have Steve. He's one of our panelists. We've got Mike and some very, very, very special guests. I'm so excited to introduce you guys to. We have the lovely Shane Earn, and he's going to talk about so many great things that he's doing. He's got a podcast going. I'm gonna let him take the floor on that. I'm so excited to get him here. And then I have the lovely Elizabeth McDaniel. She's my dear friend, a lovely queen. We're going to talk about our experience with my real life experience going to Washington, D.C. at the Trump's inauguration, from the Newsmax Media Ball to the rally, Donald Trump's victory rally, the victory parade, and the swearing in. And then it led all up into me getting the opportunity to meet the lovely Shane and his gorgeous wife, Marion. Powerhouse couple. I cannot wait for them to speak or for him to speak about all the great things that they're doing and are going to do. So I'm super excited about tonight. So let's get it started. All right. So first, I want to talk about. I tell you what, we're gonna save the. For me, it's the best for last. So if it's okay with you, Shane, are you in a hurry to
I'm not
leave?
in a rush. No, I'm not in a rush.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. I was kind of waiting for John. Our Cybertron truck guy, I always call him Cybertron because Transformers is one of my favorite movies. So we made it kind of like an inside joke, but it's a Cybertruck. He's our Cybertruck MVP guy, and I was waiting for him to join. I don't see him. Elizabeth loves him, don't you, girl?
He was great. He was so nice to us and some of our group, and took us around, and it was just really nice. And he was a lot nicer than having to call an Uber everywhere.
Yes, yes. Okay,
But it
so
was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
okay, Luke. Okay, so if you want to put something up on the screen to kind of show like the audience kind of what we're talking about.
Sure,
Um,
sure, yeah. Sorry, guys.
yeah.
I do have my son in the background. Okay, here we
Okay.
go. So I apologize, guys. I do have my son in the background. He's actually got pneumonia. He's got an ear infection, and he also has the flu. So I do apologize if you hear some noise in the background. My wife is taking care of him. But Crystal, to your point, the Cybertron. You said the Cybertron truck. I call it the Cybertruck, but I do actually have a clip of the Cybertruck, and this is what you're referring to. I think it'd be cool if the audience got to see that. So let me go ahead and share this real quick. And I think this was actually taken, if I'm not mistaken, while you guys were in Washington, D.C. So I'm going to play that. There we go. Let's show that. And cool, Cybertron truck. You got me saying Cybertron truck now. All right, but as you can see here, I see MVP etched into the snow here. So here we go.
Hey, while you're watching that, I'm just curious, what was the energy like in DC after it was announced that the inauguration was going to be moved indoors?
Well, there was a lot of disappointment because a lot of us, like I had a ticket to get into close into the area, but the most important thing is to keep our president safe. That was the most important thing. And so I ended up being able to watch it in a warm venue. So that was fine. That was fine.
I heard, and I have to fact check it, but I was reading that Trump is actually a lot nicer than they give him credit for, because actually it turns out that Joe Biden could not endure the cold out there, and that is part of the reason why they moved it indoors.
Well, there are a lot of
No, I'm
factors.
just joking. Actually, I'm sorry. That's just made that one up on the
I
spot
see
there.
what you did there.
Yeah, there are a lot of theories as to why it was moved indoors. Was it the weather? Was it a threat? Was it a combination? It probably a combination of several factors.
Yeah, I was just wondering. I mean, it would be hard not to be disappointed, but in life, sometimes you just have to deal with the reality of situations that are out of your control. So I'm just wondering, if people were, were they openly disappointed, or was everyone like, well, that's just how it goes? I mean, I guess there's probably a little bit of both.
Well, it was kind of out of our hands. So, I enjoyed the moment. I enjoyed everything. I really did. I enjoyed being there. The energy was great. People were fabulous on the street. It was like being with a million of your best friends that you'd never met before. It was fun. It was a great time.
And you know what? That's awesome for everyone that went, and for the people on the panel tonight in particular. And if you all would have just known, after the flurry of activity we've seen already over the last few days, that you were there leading up to the moments that is giving America an opportunity to be great again, to use the MAGA words. It's just been absolutely incredible. Everything that's happened in the last 50, 60 hours since Mr. Trump became president again. You guys are all lucky. If you got to see him outside or not, almost irrelevant. The fact is, the work was done to put him in there. And, that was the most important part right there.
I think if I can interrupt you real quick, I think we should just move the inauguration. We maybe to March or April. I don't know. Seems to be it's pretty cold time to have that in D.C. I don't know if he already named it the Gulf of America. Why not move the inauguration?
Try being in upstate New York near Buffalo. Okay? Try being
No, I
there.
get it. I get it. It's cold. I get it. I mean, we
Freezing.
had one president die. After like 9 days of being in office. Like, I mean, doing something in January in Washington D.C. Seems to be crazy. If the capital was in like Atlanta, then it makes sense. But like, man, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he's doing crazy stuff, but I don't want to take us too far off track.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I think it was awesome that that the inauguration was actually held indoors, and Trump actually mentioning that he did it for safety. I mean, and really, I mean, getting to his inauguration speech, what a hell of a speech that was. I ended up getting emotional after listening to that speech. Probably one of the most refined speeches that I've ever heard him actually say. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and it really set the tone. I feel like for what we can expect, over the next 4 years as America. The golden age has started, and it's really thanks to the help of everybody here on this panel, in this room, in the MVP community, and the folks listening in as well. Working together. That was the goal from day one. We've been going at it for 11 months now. We're coming up on our 1 year anniversary. The goal was to get Donald Trump and JD Vance in the White House, and by God, that's exactly what we did. And you can't get there alone, right? So it's just been a beautiful thing to watch, and I think the next 4 years is going to be an incredible time to be an American.
We are so lucky, Luke. I mean, gosh, this is what we've been waiting for. And you know what? I don't know how you guys feel, but okay, I love Trump. I love when he says it like it is. I love him when he's brash. I love it. But I'm not going to lie. I like this calm Trump too. He's been calm but strong. Does that make sense?
I do know what you're saying, but even while he's calm, I do want to give a quick RIP to DEI. He is still slaying it out there, making absolutely incredible moves. And if, for the reference there, if anybody is not following, Trump officially ended DEI and all the government agencies as of 5 p.m. Eastern time today, and put all those workers on paid administrative leave, which I think was his only option. But even though he's been a little more calm, I think I can almost relate in my own life, and it's probably the same with everybody. Sometimes you just know what needs to be done, and you just get to work and do it. And that's what I believe he's doing. He doesn't need to be loud. He doesn't need to be anything. It's just step after step. I mean, think about how bold it is to tell the world, tell Mexico, we are renaming the Gulf of Mexico. Like that is such a bold move.
Well,
I don't
I'll,
know.
I'll
I love it all.
I'll add to that, Mike. You know, the fact is he already had a go around already. He already knows like, oh, this is who I need around me. This is how things are done. Like he had that. So I think this time he he probably comes in as the most experienced politician outside of, if I think it was Benjamin Harrison was the other one that, or I don't know if Benjamin Harrison was the one that went around go over Cleveland or vice versa, but when you have consecutive presidencies, you kind of just think what you're doing is right. He won, he lost, and he won again. He's like, I got you now. I'm under no illusion how this game works. That's what I think about this Trump presidency.
Yeah, no, 100%, and I'd agree with you there. And Crystal, I don't know if you want to jump in on that, or but
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with that completely. That he's focused and he knows what needs to be done. And the fact is, I think with everything that happened to him, the assassination attempts, the lawfare, I think he knows this is his fate, his mission, and what he needs to accomplish. And I think we're all lucky that he's there.
Can you guys hear me? Can
Yes,
you
we
hear
can hear
me?
you. Yep.
Okay, awesome. Okay, thank you, Yeah, that's great. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. Okay, so all right, well, are you guys ready to move on? I thought John was gonna join us, but I don't see him. But anyway, I did want to talk about my experience real quick. I won't take long at all. Um, Traveling to DC for the first time, representing MVP. It was so cold. Oh my gosh, it was so cold. But once I got there, the energy. It didn't slow any of the crowd down. The people getting in line to go to the Trump rally. Like once my flight landed on 1:30 Sunday, the rally started at like 3. So it was like, okay, get off the plane, put your luggage down, try to be, get in the crowds. The Trump victory rally held like 20,000 people. And there was like clearly over, I want to say at least 50 to 75,000 people. I mean, there was so many people. Shane or Elizabeth, did you guys get to go to the rally?
I did not go to the rally. I went to the Commander in Chief ball. I just stayed in the hotel throughout the day and went to the two balls, the Liberty Ball and the Commander in Chief.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about that.
Yeah.
How was that? How are those balls? Everybody's wanting to know about how those balls were.
Commander in Chief ball was incredible. A lot of military there. Met a lot of people. I believe met Kid Rock was there. Sean Hannity was interviewing him and a few others. And then when Trump came, did the first dance with the First Lady, J.D. Vance and his wife. And it was just a beautiful thing. I was 40, 50 feet away from the president, took a lot of good video, and just an honor to be a part of it.
Luke's got a great picture. I found a gorgeous picture of you and your lovely wife. Luke, go to Corey. You got to post it.
Yeah, so I was actually looking for
No,
a
this is the
video
one.
of
This
the commander spot. Yeah, let me find that. But
is
I did want to emphasize though, guys. At the end of the day, I know we're talking Donald Trump and all the good things that's coming for America. I did want to pull up this chart. This is a chart of Bitcoin. This right here, that green line right there that you see there, that's November 4th. So when Donald Trump actually got elected to become the 47th president of the United States, you can see what happened right there with the market. I just think that that's so cool, and I love highlighting that every single time. Because really, I feel like that sets the tone for the next 4 years or so. Welcome to the bull. But yeah, Chris,
welcome to the bull.
I'm looking for that now, and I will share that as soon as I can
Luke,
locate it.
did you see that? I believe it was Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, gave price projections of Bitcoin, not just like over 1 million, but into the multi-millions, I believe was his recent comment. Now, for anybody listening, Bitcoin maxis forever have talked about Bitcoin to 1 million. So that price target has been within the ecosystem of the crypto sphere at the very least. But to hear Brian Armstrong say that and put that out there, absolutely incredible. And I definitely could see it happening. I mean, the price appreciation from here to there is not that much overall, but definitely amazing to even have that into the public discussion.
Okay, Luke, you
Oh
got to
yeah.
put
Oh
the
yeah.
you got
That,
to
no,
put a
that's
picture. You got to
yeah.
put
No,
their
that
picture.
that's a great point there, Mike. I
No, that
think yeah. I'm gonna cycle through them, Crystal. So it
okay.
kind of look like
Could you?
yeah. I'll just cycle through 'em.
Hey, so Shane, were you able to actually talk to the president? You said you're 40 to 50 feet away from
No,
him.
no, 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 not at all. Not even close.
Okay, okay. I wasn't sure. I figured it'd be locked down in there, but I mean, that's pretty cool to have been right there.
Yeah, it is one. It was
That's
nice.
there. You are right there. Look at that.
Yeah.
You gotta blow that
Look at
up.
them. How
This is
beautiful.
Oh gosh, that you know what you got to maximize that. These two right here, her dress, his the way they carry themselves together, a powerhouse couple. You guys, I'm not even kidding. Showstopper. I was like, oh my god, that dress is so gorgeous. The way he had his suit, there it is. That's when I met you. Do you remember Shane? We were right there. I was about to head out to go get my flight, and then I saw your gorgeous wife. And the next thing you know, we're talking, and then we're like connecting. And I'm so glad that I just waited, because I was gonna go to the parade, and the reason why I didn't go to the parade because it was like being in like a hamster cage, with just all these rats. You just packed in, you can't breathe. That was kind of like how it was at the rally. You got to be in line for probably about 4 hours ahead of time to even get to the event. So with it being indoors, I was like, you know what? There's no way I'm going to make it. You got to have a 4 hour stand in line. So thankfully, I didn't go to either or, and I had the opportunity to meet Shane and his lovely wife. So, I mean, everything happened for the right reason. So, all right. Well, I did want to talk to Elizabeth and ask her, did you enjoy your experience with John? I know that I got there on Sunday. How was your experience with John? Did she leave or? Oh, I don't see her. She might have left.
No,
That,
Elizabeth, I think your mic shows unmuted, but we can't hear audio. Here we go. Oh, there we go.
Okay, am I
Perfect.
on?
Hey, you're on. Good to go.
Okay, yeah, he was wonderful. He took us around. It was we had a lot of fun. Got a lot of great reactions from the truck and the flags. It was just a really really good time. It's very cold, but it was great. Um, we went and ate at some really good restaurants. Did a little sightseeing, but it was pretty much mostly inauguration activities.
yeah. Okay, that's awesome. I didn't know how that was going to happen or pan out, but I'm glad that it worked out good.
Oh, it worked out
Uh,
very well. We connected, and it was fun watching people, doing all the people watching and having people watch us. But just a wonderful crowd all along, very positive, very enthusiastic.
I love that. That's great. Okay. Well, I was super excited to see you, Elizabeth, when I got to that ball that day. Finally, I got there. And Elizabeth and her stunt. If you want to put the picture back up, Luke, did you see Elizabeth and I when we walked right when I got to the Newsmax ball? That one picture of she and I, her dress is so stunning. So when I saw you, it was just a breath of fresh air. I was like, oh, Elizabeth. So, oh man, oh yeah, that.
Hey,
No, keep
and
going.
Crystal, I think for some of our viewers out there, Elizabeth, I don't know your whole background, and you don't
No,
have to go into it, but I know you played a pretty big role in your area within the Trump Force or the RNC. Is that correct?
Yes, I worked some
Next
with the
picture,
Trump
Luke.
Force. Pardon?
I was trying to tell. I wanted everyone to see your dress, Elizabeth. How pretty it was.
Oh, okay.
Luke, it's the
Trying to
picture of Elizabeth and her friend, Lisa. Is it Acre?
acre. Yeah.
Do you see it, Luke?
She
Elizabeth,
was
she's a,
beautiful too.
Nope.
Elizabeth, that your friend was beautiful
just
too.
play the
And what the
video,
hell?
Luke.
Yeah.
You,
She's
you
a
guys,
real sweet
I'm not
person.
kidding. What
We had a
there's
great
been a
time together.
study. There's been a study that this sounds awful, but it's the truth. There was a study and they said Republican women are much better looking than liberal women.
Well, maybe we try harder.
I
Yeah,
don't
maybe we.
discriminate, Jenna.
Well,
So,
I,
but
I
but
I don't know if they're
so
We
more
care.
attractive, but they're actually women.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Heyo,
Oh,
Now, okay,
no,
heyo.
let's listen. Let's listen.
here we
Oh,
are.
you want me to play the audio? I can play the audio. Sure.
Yeah, do the audio.
Okay. All right.
Isn't she stunning? Both ladies are just adorable. There's John.
There's John. Yeah, John's holding court over there with a bunch of people. Um, but we had a good time. We saw when we got there, Senator Cruz, wife Heidi were there. I saw Tim Scott. Just well, it was there were a lot of people there. It was hard to move when we first got there.
hey, I want to ask you a question, Elizabeth. So you work, is it the Trump Force or the RNC or possibly both?
Well, I work with Trump Force 47, and then
GOP.
yeah, with the campaign, and then I'm also on the Floyd County, Georgia Republican Board. I'm the grassroots coordinator.
Okay, awesome.
Director of Grassroots Engagement is
I
what they
just
call
have this idea. Maybe you can take it and make it happen because I don't work on any of those. But the what happens every time with the liberal media. I have an 8 and 13 year old, so I teach a lot of this to my kids. Is the Democrats have, in my opinion, always been better with messaging, and that's why Trump, I think, just has thrown them for a loop. Is like, here comes this man who can beat them at their own game. And I'm sorry about any background noise right now, but I think a concerted effort, just like they did with the Trump force at getting this election won, needs to be made right now to ensure that the proper narratives are being pushed out into the public sphere. And I just hope that that emphasis is being taken, and maybe yourself can try to push the directive from like right now. They're trying to, call Elon a Nazi. They're just starting with all their games. And I hope the Republicans are being very cognizant to ensure that we can at least hold the House in the next cycle or possibly pick up seats. And I'm just going to take the opportunity to talk to you, being that you might be able to do something in your area. Maybe it gets pushed out nationally. So give it all you can give out there. And I appreciate the work that you've done.
Well, thank you very much. It's a very powerful grassroots initiative. We have had, I mean, there are people who have never, ever been involved in politics before. They didn't think they mattered, they didn't think anyone cared about their voice. And we have, we were able to get them engaged, and everybody counts. Every single person counts and counted in this election. And some of the best efforts that I saw came from people who had never been involved before in politics, ever, ever.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and it's about connecting with them, and then also making sure. I think a lot of us, we might follow politics closely, but a lot of people, maybe they voted for Trump, now they're just sitting back and they just catch random news that's negative to the cause. So I think a proactive approach of pushing out some of the positive things that have been done already, and as we move over the next 2 years, is really important to do. And I'm not sure if that's happening on the grassroots level, but I definitely know from my background in sales that if it's being pushed and thought about, that we can beat the historical trend of the party in power losing seats in the next midterm. And I believe in the people that put together the Trump force. I mean, it was a phenomenal effort. And someone like yourself in your local area, make sure everybody knows. Send mailers out. Show them what it is Trump's doing. Whatever it is you got to do. But I just want to throw that in there, and I'll let anybody else take the floor here.
Thank you, Mike.
We
I'm a part of your group, aren't I, Elizabeth? I'm
Yes,
Trump Force
yes, Crystal
47
is
captain. Yes.
wonderful addition. What we plan to do this year and for the following, we want to build on this. This is a beginning. This is the foundation, and I really feel like we can go on up for here. It's totally different. It was the whole program was totally different than anything we've done before. I've been involved at politics at one level or another really since I was a kid. We had politics for breakfast, lunch, and dinner when I was growing up in Alabama. And but this is different. This is different, and I tremendously enjoyed the campaign, and just am real proud of everybody who gave everything that they could, and in order to see that J. Trump was elected to became our 47th president.
Woo! Let's
And
go.
And I think actually, I'll just say one more thing there within your comments right there. I felt like it was different too. Really, just as somebody who follows politics very closely, I always have, but I haven't been involved like you are. It felt different. I felt like the structure was put in place correctly. They were going at it to make sure too big to bring these larger narratives, and if they build off of it correctly, it will be a coalition that cannot be beaten for generations to come. And I assume, I always I have my own ideas. I always, I don't think they're unique ideas. I assume other people see this as well, but I'm going to, like I said, just take the opportunity, as somebody like yourself who's involved to let just keep going, push it, make sure everybody knows the amazing things Trump's doing, and don't wait for the crazy Democrat narratives like Russia Trump collusion, Elon's a Nazi, like all this crap, we need to be proactive, and the world needs to know all the good things and not wait to try to combat the narratives that they want to push out there.
Well,
absolutely.
well said. Yeah. Okay. Well said. Thank you so much, Mike and Elizabeth. We need to get going. I'm looking at the time here. I thought it was very interesting, Elizabeth, that your husband and Shane kind of have something in common, I believe. So, doesn't he run a practice or?
He's a psychotherapist.
Ah, that's what it is. Okay. Um, I just thought that was really great because, MVP, we're all about the MAGA movement. And I'm going to be out in the field this year. I've already got a plan mapped out for MVP. We're going to be out in the field. I'm going to be doing some interviews, helping Margie Green, asking some questions to people on the streets, about different things, about her Doja efforts, seeing, what the people are saying about it and trying to encourage, motivate, inspire others to keep pushing the MAGA movement. So that's what it's all about. So, and I feel like mental health and wellness is a part of that. I mean, because health is wealth, right? So, and I love people that support the veterans. I love, as Shane was saying, he helps. Is it PTSD, Shane? I mean, tell us a little bit more about you.
You know what? I'll tell you, the main thing I'm focusing on right now is a 6 month reintegration program for active military. So we're working on a program to bring to the Department of Defense. I have a good contact. His name is B. Taylor. He is a veteran singer, songwriter, musician, and he's the global ambassador for the United States of America. You can look him up. His name is B. Taylor. So we're going through him, and we're trying to organize this 6 month reintegration program for veterans. That's a main goal, and then also for Native American wellness. So those are two projects near and dear to my heart, along with the fentanyl crisis, and of course, 700,000 men are committing suicide each and every year. So yeah,
That is impressive. Okay, so with you being on here, I want to motivate all the listeners listening. I want to motivate our community, our investors to join his podcast, help support Shane and his movement and the things that he's doing because it's very it's good for us to work together because it does take teamwork can make the dream work, right? So I most certainly want to be a part. So tell me a little. I'm looking at your podcast right now. Luke put everything up at the perfect timing. I for one want to listen to some of the podcasts that you've got going up there. I would love if we could be a guest one day. That'd be a dream. What kind of celebrities do you have on your podcast?
Uh, Celebrities that Bam Margera on a few weeks ago. Have some basketball players, football players, um, all kinds. We take anybody that has a story of survival.
Oh, I love that. I really
Yeah.
love that. Yeah, that's inspiring. And now, are you guys? So I'm seeing right there. So, what is your next show that you've got coming up?
We did today. We did Frank Parisi. You could look him up on Instagram. Frank Parisi just got a heart transplant about 18 months ago. He's up and running already. He's written a number one bestseller. Um, my goodness, I was wearing his shirt earlier. Where is the book? Um, Embrace. What's it called? Oh, that's terrible. Anyways, yes. Frank Parisi, look him up. frankparisi.com. Heart
Hey,
transplant.
how do you spell that? Frank Parisi, P A
P A
R E
R I S I.
I S I. Okay, copy.
You know what, Luke? We need Cliff in here. He's a veteran as well.
Yeah,
He would.
well, it's interesting. I'm also a veteran, as well
Is
as
that Steve?
as well as Steve. Yeah, we're both recently out of the military after serving an entire career, and the PTSD really resonates with me. And I just find it incredible, man, that you guys are actually doing a mental health recovery podcast. And from what I was reading, it's the number one mental health recovery podcast um, um, on or the number one known mental
Yeah,
health
so
podcast.
far that's what
Yeah.
we have.
Hey,
We have a
hey,
great hostess. Her name is Natalie Eva Marie. She has around 6 million followers on Instagram. She was a WWE superstar, and she was on eight seasons of Total Divas.
hey,
That is that is incredible.
can I speak to that real quick?
Yeah.
Well, I would make sure I don't want to bore anybody or anything like that. So, like, the PTSD thing, I think it's I think it's important because it doesn't always come in the same form
Mm.
for everybody as people might expect. So I can't speak for Luke. I would never speak for anybody actually, but like Cliff and anybody else, like there's like for me, there's two things going on. There's a real issue like PTSD, and and back in our grandfather's day and great grandfather's day, it was called shell shock and
Yeah.
whatever syndrome. And the point is, it does not always come in the same the same costume. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
what might be PSTD for somebody, like I literally just had my a doctor's appointment with the VA today, and I am diagnosed PTSD, and they were asking, oh, like there's all these things. Are you suicidal? Are you homicidal? Are you? There's all these things. You're like no, I'm not. Like I don't. That doesn't bother me. Like I don't say it as a badge of honor, just a statement of fact. Like, hey, like I'm not that way. However, there are certain days if I'm sitting in traffic, yeah, I'm if people keep like stopping short of a red light or cutting me off, like, oh man, I go to a real bad place. And and to the point, and Luke, obviously, I can't speak for you and anybody else on here who has that, like, man, like it's just different, you know. And I don't ever want there to be any veteran out there that thinks like, well, I got to battle through this, because like, you know, as a veteran, you're always like, hey, you just got to push through it, man. You just gotta you gotta do what you need to do. And like when you're retired and when it's done and over, or if you're separated or whatever, like when it's done and over, like, all right, man, like you gave your time. I don't care if it's 4 years or 24 years or 44 years, like you did your time. Don't try to hide it. Don't try to mask it. Don't try to make up for something. Like your fight is over. It's okay. Go get help. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to everybody?
It does, but here's what we found in a few studies we're doing is that a lot of veterans, a good majority of veterans, have trauma prior to entering the military at all,
Oh,
from childhood and from certain
oh,
neighborhoods.
those
So,
studies are correct, because that's, you know what, you know who's the craziest son of a bitch that's gonna go die for his country? Somebody who doesn't care about living anymore, man.
well,
I'm right there, dude.
well, and that's what
Yeah.
that's what it is. So then we have compound trauma, and then you put them into
Yeah.
battle. It's a tough thing to get out of.
I really think, well, I don't want to make this this cast anything that it's not supposed to be, but yeah, that's 100%. Everything that you're doing, man, I fully support, because that's 100% is people willing to. I'll be honest, dude. Anybody willing to die for anybody is a little bit crazy.
Has
If
to
you've
be.
never, so yeah, that prior trauma or anything like that, like you're like, hey man, like you just get to a point where you're like, I want to go out a hero. I want to die a hero. I know I'm gonna die. Like it becomes to that. So whatever you're doing, man, I fully support.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
that's 100%. Crystal, thanks for getting it. Thanks for getting him on, man. This speaks to my heart.
Yeah, likewise, 100%. And just so everybody's clear here, we are talking to um, Shane Earn here, who is a podcaster and one of the hosts of the Hopeaholics. And if you guys want to, the link tree, I'm actually going to share that in the. I'm actually going to share that in the a reply to this live stream, just so that way, if you guys are interested, feel free, check them out. The link tree will be posted as a reply to this live stream post. And I'll actually go ahead and do that right now.
And I'll tell you something. There's a phone number on that the Hopeaholics podcast that runs to my phone. It's not my number, but it's forwarded to my number. So I do answer those calls, and I answer every text. Usually about 200, 250 a day.
That's
Wow,
incredible.
That,
that is
that is
great.
incredible.
You were doing
I
God's
love
work,
that.
man. That's
That's
awesome.
communication. That's somebody that cares. I love that. You know, a lot of times you hear people say, "Oh, I'm out here and I'm really doing good stuff," or I really care about," and then you call them or you try to connect with them and they don't answer. And
Mm,
it's like, wait a minute, are you really a man of your word, or are you just telling people what they want to hear?
yeah.
No, Shane is a man of his word. His wife is a woman of her word. And so these are the real deal people, you guys. I'm not even kidding. So if you're not following them, you better follow them. You're going to miss out on some just good, genuine people that can help anyone facing these different types of things. And along with, if you can bring value to them in some sort of way, I'm sure Shane would love to connect, right, Shane, with other investors
100%.
or yeah. Are you taking sponsors or
You know what, sponsors, we're not really for investors. We have a lot of different treatment centers. We've been doing this for around 20 years. The podcast is only 2 years old. But we're always looking to help anybody. There's no cost to our services.
oh wow. And he stopped what he was doing and made sure that he would stop in our live stream. So you guys, thank you so much, Shane. Like
Of
I'm
course.
personally
It's my pleasure.
it's amazing. I
Hey,
feel
Shane,
like God,
oh,
this is
sorry.
great. This is great. No, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah. Do you have like you have some grants or DoD contracts? I feel like with what you're doing, you need to be sitting at the desk with Mr. Trump and helping, be a part of the policy conversation. I'm just a little
Yep.
interested, where
Well,
you
I'll tell
guys
you
are at with
something.
all
If you look up MAHA, MAHA, you're gonna find Natalie Eva Marie and Chad Carlson, the two hosts. The other two hosts of the podcast were actually at MAHA. When Kennedy was what was that, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, they had that big MAGA get together in Philadelphia. My friend of mine, Jason Waller, was involved. So yeah, we're kind of there a little bit, but in a very small role.
Hey, you never know where that goes. I mean, you're in the room with RFK now.
Yes, they were in the room with RFK. You could look that up and see them. I was out of town on another adventure, but yeah, they were there in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's really cool, and I wish you luck. I don't know your guys' ambitions or goals, but I would definitely push because the higher up you can go up the ladder there, the more good work you can do.
100%. 100%. And we do have 3 contracts with the Veterans Administration to service our veterans as well as active military with TRICARE.
Wow, that is
Oh,
absolutely incredible.
it is incredible. Didn't you? Was Laura Trump one of your co-hosts,
No,
Shane?
Laura Trump interviewed, you can also look that up. Laura Trump interviewed Natalie Eva Marie. So on Laura Trump's podcast, she interviewed Natalie.
Love that. I love that. I actually had the opportunity to meet the beautiful Laura Trump. I saw her at one of the Protect the Vote. Did you see her, Elizabeth, when you were there at the forum? Laura Trump. Well, the main headquarters is here in Rome. So, Laura Trump, she was doing Protect the Vote, and it was just, seeing her face to face in person and then getting like to meet her, get a selfie with her. It's just, it's just, it's mind blowing, really.
Yeah, it
So,
is nice.
yeah, I love the work you're doing. I absolutely love the work you're doing. Any way we can help, that's what we're here to do.
That's very nice.
Okay, well,
Awesome.
I'm
And
going
I think I found the video that you were referring to, Shane. So this one right here, Laura Trump and Natalie Eva Marie,
Yeah.
the review. Okay, nice.
There you
So
go. And
incredible.
then Natalie
Yeah.
also Natalie also did a workout with Tulsi Gabbard. So she went out there in Texas and worked out Tulsi. She's been to Afghanistan a few times to work out the active military. So she's really involved. Her father is a Marine, a Vietnam veteran. And so yeah, we're all about our veterans, active military, and United States of America.
Outstanding, outstanding. Yeah, it's really I and again I don't want to, like Steve was saying, I don't want to completely gear the entire show to PTSD because we did want to cover a wide range of topics, but to me I just find it so fascinating. I really feel so for example, for me, my experience when I was active duty, the last place you want to go to is mental health. It's you're so focused on the mission, you're so focused on go, 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 depending on what shop you work at or what flight you're in, the stigma associated with going to mental health is not a good one, even though there are a lot of programs in the military that try to encourage people to go. Well, when it comes down to it, you're you're having to take time away from work. Your coworkers are upset at you because now they have to pick up the slack when you're gone. So what you're doing is really value added, and I'm just actually very thankful that there are other services out there, and that you're providing one of them for people like myself and others that have the same issues. Because I also have been diagnosed with PTSD, and it's real. It's real, and you don't always get what you need while you're in, and oftentimes you're not necessarily discouraged from a corporate standpoint, but from a unit level standpoint, it's really tough for people to get help when they need it, and especially when they transition from the service. That's oftentimes when they need it most, and that to me seems like that's your target that you're offering, and that's just great.
Thank you.
I,
Yeah,
I want to say
appreciate
I
it.
want to say one more thing too on that because so Luke and I worked together for years, and to that point I understand when you say stigma, that's the thing is you um you become you become a person that starts relenting to yourself, meaning like, hey, I gotta put up with this, like for the greater cause, the bigger good, all those things. And that stigma part, it becomes and it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy, and if you're really doing something for that, like, and I believe you are 100%. But that's, anybody listening, and whether it's you or a loved one, like, it's not like, it is okay. It is okay to go seek, like, it's okay to go seek help. And the problem with the military is, in corporate America or anything, like, hey, man, like, look, don't get me wrong. Is it abused? 100%. There's some times when people are like, oh, I need a mental health day. Like, well, mental health day, what does that mean? You know what I mean? To me, it's foreign. And there's always an opportunity for something, for a program or an opportunity to be abused. So I don't want to take that and, you know, fuck those guys who do it. So that's my swear word for the night. But, like, when it's real stuff, like, hey, man, like, I'm having a bad day and I'm going to a bad place. Like, it sounds like that's what you're trying to help and combat and everything like that. So, again, yeah, I don't want to take too much time, but, man, God bless you, man. It is there's people that need to know, we we have a group of men and women who gave up the prime of their life
Yeah.
for the country that they believed in and that they do still believe in. And it's okay to be like, hey, boys and girls, you can rest. You don't have to keep doing, like, and if you can't fight, like, look, you look at any sport, basketball, football, like, soccer, like,
Bro, they should all have
get
they
out,
should all
go.
they should all have reintegration programs. Any professional
Yeah.
athlete, any military person,
Yeah.
they
Yep.
they always lose their money. They always kind of go off the deep end. All high level achievers should have reintegration programs into society, no, in every category.
Mm. Agreed.
And you know
Well,
what? I'm going to speak for the ladies and, or not the ladies, but anybody that I know you guys are focused on veterans. I can speak for myself because there was a time where I thought I had PSD at one time because, and this might be something a little different, Shane, but I was in like a series of car wrecks back in 2000. So from 2000 to 2002, it was like I would sit at a red light and a lady would hit me from behind. I was just sitting there. So, I mean, and I know I remember going back to that same red light, and I just could not. I had to avoid that road altogether. I just felt like I was getting anxiety. My chest was beating fast. I was like, I just can't go that way. So I think, like, I don't know if it was PTSD, but I mean, it just kept on going for a really long time, and I completely avoided that area altogether. So I had to reach out to a therapist, and I'm like, look, I think I am having a really hard time with that wreck, and that, it's just hard for me. So I think, like, when you look at it as health is wealth, and you can have all the money in the world, you can be successful, but if you're mentally, like, going through some challenges, it's going to slow you down. So it's just like being physically healthy when you go to the gym and when you eat right. You have to make time for your mental health. So I was very, very grateful when I took the time and I started seeing, a therapist to help me work through those challenges. So, I am all for what Shane and his wife is doing, and I'm so grateful that you're here today.
no, and I appreciate it. And here's the thing: in the last 4 or 5 years, 6 years, we've allowed mental health to creep back into our lives. We've taken diet out of our life. We've taken God out of schools. We've taken exercise out of schools. 70% of America is obese or overweight. What we're
Yes.
going through now is a huge crisis on the medical industry. The health industry is suffering. Everything is suffering. Prices are skyrocketing because Americans are not living properly. They, them, he, she, we, us. Forget about it.
Yep. Not no more. Well, I mean, I think you. I
It's
mean,
slowly
obviously.
Oh
etching out.
God, I love you. I love you for saying
Yes.
I
that.
love it. Yeah, I'm telling you, him and his wife are powerhouse couple. I'm not
And they have
even
a
kidding.
brain, and
Yeah.
they have common sense. I love it.
And they
Look.
support each other. I mean, I loved meeting his wife. I could see the love in her eyes, and she just lit up trying to help her husband. And I'm like, wow, that is that is a great couple right there, So I can tell that they work together, they strive together, and it just, it's good to see that kind of stuff. So we definitely love and support Shane and his wife, no doubt. Anything we can do to help them grow, that's what we're gonna do.
Yep,
So
and Shane, I went ahead and reposted. I know you guys don't do Twitter, or you guys don't really have you guys don't really emphasize too much on X,
I
but
think
No.
I did go
he
ahead and repost your Hopeaholics from our main account. So whenever you go into our X account, you'll actually see that repost
Nice.
at the
Thank
top. So
you.
anybody, yeah, of course, anybody tuning in, guys, please, you can definitely get to the Hopeaholics YouTube and really all the links that's associated with it directly from our X account. That latest repost that we made, that is Shane Earn, podcaster and host of the Hopeaholics. I'll tell you right now, after tonight's live stream, I'm actually going to do a deeper dive into the Hopeaholics. I did a little bit of preliminary before this, but after having you on today, I'm really interested, and I'm probably going to be watching all your content. So
We appreciate, we get, like I said, we get 200, 300 calls a day, and a lot of people are using us to stay sober, and we got just a great audience. So thank you for everything you're doing for us. We really appreciate it.
yeah, absolutely. And going back to Donald Trump and the MAGA movement, make America
Yeah.
healthy again. Like all this stuff is so important. This is Donald Trump calls it the golden age has begun. Before he said that, looking at this as if this is the factory reset that America needed. I remember growing up, you had morals, you had values. There was the Pledge of Allegiance, and when I was in elementary school, and
Right.
and we didn't botch the Pledge of Allegiance up, when we were in kindergarten. I do recall there was a certain politician not too long ago that did botch the Pledge of Allegiance, but we can't be botching the simple things like that. The transgender. I like the fact that it's at the end of the day, it's as God made us, man or woman, one of the two, not three, four, or five, or six. It's these are the fundamental things that I think America has been lacking for so long, and it's good to see us getting back to basics because we are going to be
I'm
stronger as a
speaking.
nation for it. Yeah.
Did you fall out of a coconut tree?
Who?
Remember, I used to do her.
Let's.
I used to be her. I'm glad I don't have to do that bitch anymore. I could tell you that much. You guys, for you guys who are new here, we have Funny Donald. You haven't heard him yet. He sounds so much like Donald Trump that I talked to him. I was talking to him on the phone one time, and I had it on speaker, and these people around me were freaking out. And this one girl was like, "I can't believe she knows Donald Trump." That's how much he sounds like him.
Same,
But I used to,
same.
yeah, but me and him used to mock debate. It was kind of funny. I was camel toe, so she's actually hard to do because she's so dumb. Like she talks, it's hard to talk in a circle.
Well,
Believe it
the
or not.
competence is coming back to the administration. That was one of the
Yeah,
things that made
absolutely.
the inauguration speech, in my opinion, so powerful. Is you could sense the competence returning, and that's one of the things that I've noticed, especially working in the government for as long as I had. You oftentimes you just encounter incompetent people that are getting paid to do a job that they're not really performing up to standard. But I feel like that's going to change with Doge. I think a hard look is going to be happening with a lot of different government programs that are unneeded. I mean, take a look at our national deficit. 45 trillion in debt. I mean, I don't even want to pull up the debt calculator because I mean it's continuing to compound and skyrocket. But these are the things that have to happen. Otherwise, America was going to implode. So to me, it just blows my mind how anybody could vote for the status quo, especially considering how we were, the direction that we were headed as a country. And I would really just think that people were just probably ignorant of really the inner workings and the course that we were, that we were, the course that we were
headed towards.
headed towards.
It's
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just we're
it's
we're,
it's
we're
freebies and
hope.
victimhood.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Right. Freebies and yes, freebies and victimhood. So
It's
yeah.
freebies and victimhood. Can I get something for free? Can I feel that my story is more important than the other? And that's the problem. We built
Hmm.
this country on we this country was
We the
built on.
people. We the
Yes,
people.
well, not only we the people, but people that are like, hey, I'm gonna figure this shit out.
Yep.
I'm gonna
Yep.
forge ahead. Oh, it's cold, it's wet, it's dark. Like, no, we got shit to do, and
Yeah.
we have now created a society that's like, oh well, no, you're special. No, nobody's
Hmm.
special. I'm sorry. Hey, everybody's great on the program here tonight.
We're all
Nobody's
humans.
special.
We're all humans on the
Nobody's
same earth.
special.
We're all
But
humans on the same earth, and we're all here
correct.
to,
And
live. And it's good that we need to start supporting each other, like trying to, because at the end of the day, I think that's just important that we kind of look at like, hey, where were we? Where are we now? And where are we headed? So I don't know. I'm just super excited to have Shane on here. And I would love to have him back on. I would love to have Elizabeth back on.
I, I have a
Um,
question for Shane, Crystal.
yeah,
Can I
let's
ask
open
Shane a
it up
question?
for let's open it
Hey,
up for Q and
Shane.
A because he might need
Yeah,
to go.
Shane. Hey, Shane, I'm Jenna. I'm one of the co-hosts here,
Hi,
and
Jenna.
hi, I'm a nurse actually too, so this stuff's interesting to
Very
me.
nice.
Yeah, I have a question now. Do you have so you're helping vets? How do you take donations? Do you have a token? Do you what do you
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
how do you
No,
make money like
we have a
for the
contract
vets?
through the Veterans Administration through the VA. We have a license with TriWest Healthcare, which is veteran insurance. So we just need
Okay.
to get a consult through community care through the VA, and it's all free for the veteran, and we get paid through TriWest Healthcare Alliance.
So
I find that incredible, Jenna. I find that incredible because to end up the government makes it so difficult to do business with them that the fact that you were able to secure a land a contract with the
yeah.
government, especially the VA, I mean, that is a beast amongst beasts in terms of having to cut through all that red tape. So the fact that you guys were able to break through, secure a contract, and then give veterans the help that they need, that to me is just it's beyond reproach.
Yeah,
It's not every day you can find. You got to be smart to be
Well,
able to.
you know what, you just got to
Yeah,
be ahead of the curve. We saw it coming. They
yeah.
opened up the license. No one was attacking it. We attacked it very quickly and got in 6, 7, 8 years ago. Now you can't get the license anymore. They're not giving them away.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
incredible. Yeah, and with Trump coming in, I certainly hope that a lot of this red tape, because
yeah,
there's
that'd be nice.
just eliminate the red tape. And I think Trump was even saying while he was signing executive order after executive order, he's like, well, that's what I've got Doge here to make sure that this stuff gets done, because executive orders would be signed, Supreme Court decisions would be made, and it would take 6 months for anything to happen. So I'm just really looking forward to the next 4 years, the productivity that we're going to see. And it was kind of interesting. And I actually laughed when Donald Trump, or President Trump, was like, "Well, we've only made it through half the day." And one of the reporters like, "Well, you've been at it for 10 hours." And he's like, "No, we've only been at it for half a day." So it just, there's
Wow.
a lot
It's
of good things about
amazing.
to happen. A
It's
lot of move.
amazing.
You know, so
So Shane, so okay, so you guys, all right. I didn't know if you were taking donations or anything, but that's interesting. We were just talking to me and Steve were just talking to a token that represents veterans. We should
oh
have
Really?
wow, is that the Patriot token?
no, it's called Vet Token. And
Oh,
they try to help
nice.
vets. I wonder
they Jenna, they reached out to the dev of Vet Token actually reached out to me today,
he's so
and
nice.
I'm gonna get him
yes,
on. I'm gonna get him on next week's Spaces, because I told him we didn't have room this week, but we'll get him on next week. He's looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I don't even think they've launched yet, but I'm pretty excited to have them on. It would be pretty cool to have Vet Token on, along with
With Shane.
Shane.
Yeah.
That would be. That's some synergy right there.
I
So
He
told you,
really
Shane, you were
wants
gonna
to
like
make
yeah,
being here. I
yeah.
told
yeah.
you, Shane.
Listen, it's all that stuff is new to me. Typically, I invest back into my company because that's where the money is for me. Um, you know what I'm saying? So these coins, whatever you guys are talking about, is all very new to me.
Hey,
Well, Shane, I don't think
Word of
I don't
advice:
think. Oh,
be
go ahead.
careful investing in anything. There
Mike
are
is a
some
Well,
good
good
Yeah,
teacher.
investments, but
100%.
and this is why I throw
hey,
everything back into me.
and
Yeah.
hey,
which is
hey,
and
Hey yo.
Luke and Jenna, like, because I know we both know them. Like, the vet token was introduced to me by Michael, who we all know. Like, make Mayak
Yeah.
Oh
America.
yeah, Michael.
Are they
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is
donating
that
money?
is
Are
that
they
is the
Michael.
donating?
connection.
They're donating, right? Or what are
Yeah,
they
That is,
doing?
yeah,
Shane,
that is the
he's
connection.
the founder of the Vet Token. Shane is a friend of Michael. What's Michael's last name? Michael is he's in the Republican Party.
I
He
think
does
it's
some
Thompson. Thompson.
yes, Michael Thompson.
I'll
He
pull him up.
does something. He's not I thought he was a congressman, but he's not. He
No,
does
he's yeah.
something with the Republican Party. He like ran, I think he was running it in Florida.
Yes.
So they're friends. So this is like a real this guy really wants to help vets, and he sounded like determined, like he really needs it to work because he's passionate about it. So I
Yes.
think it would be awesome if you
That's
guys
beautiful.
talked.
And this is Michael right here on X. This is a
That's
project.
my
So
boy. You're my
yeah,
boy, Blue. You're my boy, Blue.
former GOP chairman in one of the counties in Florida. You could tell this guy really knows his stuff, and he's very opinionated. I mean, this guy really represents to me like the MAGA movement, and
Yes.
yeah, he's just an
He's
incredible dude.
he's now the chairman of a super PAC in Southern Florida.
Wow.
Yes,
He's got an
yes.
army,
He
That's
like
is.
an
awesome.
army of followers.
He was also, I'll tell you what, he's so involved in politics. He was in DC, but he just didn't want to stand out in the cold, and he just ended up talking to a bunch of crypto investors at a bar. And correct me if I'm wrong, Jenna. He just started just talking to crypto investors in a bar at the hotel, right?
Okay, well, listen, you guys. So Shane's new to this, and he might not be interested in this crypto. So we might
You
want to
know what?
ask him kind of.
I don't really care about the conversation. I'm interested in all anything I could learn a little bit about. If there's any of these coins that you guys need help with, for us to push on our podcast, we have quite a good audience. And if it looks right to Natalie, I mean, she's the big superstar. We'd love to get involved in an
Oh wow.
advertising kind, in
Yeah,
an
especially
advertising on an
yeah,
advertising side of it.
Well, MAGA
that's
VP supports
phenomenal.
veterans also. So let's don't forget MAGA VP coin.
No, no, this was absolutely great. So, but it just goes to show, Shane, this space is highly interconnected, and
Yeah.
the crypto community, it's only growing, especially when you see Donald Trump 2 days before he actually took the oath of office and was inaugurated. He actually launched his own meme coin. And so to me, it just really tells you that if you're wondering where crypto is headed, the fact that our current president launched a meme coin 2 days prior to him getting inaugurated, that's an indicator. So I don't think it's going to go away. If anything, it's more like retail. We call people who don't typically buy or trade cryptocurrency retail investors. It's just a matter of time before retail comes. So from our perspective, this is just a really, it's just a really great community of like-minded people, and we get the opportunity to meet other like-minded people, normies and crypto alike. People like you, Shane. It was thanks to us going to the inauguration we were able to meet you, and we wouldn't have done that had we not have been in this space and Crystal not step up and go. And
Yeah.
meeting people like Michael, as you can see here, that's Michael staying next to Donald Trump. And he's also a dev of another Trump-related meme coin. So right now in this particular space, you're noticing any type of Trump-related token is having a tough time, and that's only because Donald Trump just launched his meme token. But things are going to stabilize, and if there's any lesson that you learn in this space, is hold is gold, especially when you're working with a team that's going to continue to push. And as an example of that, I'm going to just pull up the Bitcoin chart just for an example here. The folks who believed in Bitcoin, they held. Most sold, of course, throughout the history of Bitcoin. One guy actually paid several Bitcoin for, I think, 2 pizzas. But you can see here the people that held, the people that believed, they're in a pretty good place right now. And even the people that bought Bitcoin before Donald Trump got elected or on the day of, you can see there,
Amazing.
Bitcoin was worth what, 67, probably $65,000 of Bitcoin.
That
People
seems
said it
so
wasn't
long
possible.
ago,
That
doesn't
was
it?
November 4th. I just
Oh
wrote that
my
down.
God.
And look
And
at
it's
it
a
today.
100,000 now. Shane, do you do the stock market at all? Do you do that? That's where I came from. I came from options trading. Do you do any of that? Shane? Is Shane there?
Shane is healing people.
He's healing. He
You know
might
what?
he
I
might
don't. I don't
oh
invest at all. I never have. We own a pharmaceutical company. My family were based out of Canada, and we're in
okay,
20 countries.
gotcha.
We're in 20 countries. So, like I said,
You don't need
um,
to.
I
Yeah,
don't
you don't need
invest in
to.
anything. My family doesn't
Okay.
invest in anything.
The
We put
only
all the money
reason
back. We put all the money
okay.
back into our businesses. That's all we do. We never have. I will never. That will never change.
You know what,
That's
Shane?
good.
The
Yep.
only reason why I asked you that is because I it's a good way to try to understand crypto because it's like stocks on steroids. You know, like that's all. But you don't have to have anything to do with it. Um it's just it's a good resource like for you because a lot of times people will make coins that mean something, like for instance MVP, this token right here, Luke, he's the founder of it.
Yeah.
He does
Co-founder,
stuff
co-founder.
with his token. He has there's a tax on the token. It's like, is it 1% or 2%, Luke?
It was a 2% total tax. So
Yeah,
I can
and it
I can pull up the website. Let me do that
yeah.
while you're talking.
So what they do with that is they do things for people with it. So it's those are the like those are the nice tokens. You know
Zero
what I
interest.
mean?
I apologize. Zero. I mean, I have zero interest in even reading a book or
Yeah.
learning about it.
Yeah. No, you don't
I'm
need
not.
to.
I'm not young. I'm not young. I'm not young by
You
any means. I'm in my late 50s, and I'm very, very settled in my ways. So,
no, you
yeah,
don't
I don't
need to.
mind.
No one, you don't even have to get into it.
Yeah, yeah.
I just want you to understand like that's what Luke does. He does good things
Yes,
too.
no, no, and I respect
Like
it,
you
and I
yeah.
respect it, and I respect it, and Crystal had mentioned that to me, and that's why I'm here on listening, and I really enjoy it. And but
No,
again,
they
you
appreciate
know,
you even just talking to them
Yeah,
about it
yeah, of
because
course, of
100%.
you got a
course.
big you have a big audience,
Hmm.
and if that can help this token help more people like you do, that would
We would
be
love
that's
to. Yes, I
yeah,
would definitely
that's
be
so
open to something like that. 100%.
love you, Shane.
You
Yeah,
know,
That's
that kind of stuff
awesome.
I do.
I would just interject one thing that I caught that Shane said. And Shane, I run small businesses for years. The fact that you reinvest in yourself and reinvest in your business is a lesson that, a lot of people could really learn. I mean, like, we live in such a consumer society where people just throw their money away, maybe make the wrong investments. When you have something you're passionate about and you believe in, if you just keep feeding it and pushing it, you can find that success. And my hat's off to you for what you built. And I'm going to go on mute here. I have a couple things I got to do, but it was great to talk to you. Really glad that you came out on the show. And for all the veterans out there or anybody listening, I would encourage them to go check out your site. I'm not a veteran, but hearing, Luke and Steve-O speaking, there's a lot of people that have issues that come up from time to time. And you never really know who to talk to or what to do. And that's awesome that you're trying to do something good for the people of the world, man. So keep on going.
Yeah.
I wish you luck with it.
Really appreciate your words. Thank you so much, guys.
I love that.
Yeah,
That was good. Yeah. I mean, I've always been a
thanks,
very
Shane.
big health buff. I've been health and wellness. My parents we ran the town's gymnastics center since I was in kindergarten all the way through mid 20s. So I've been a part of sports since I was basically s- introduced to kindergarten. I mean, if you can think of that, like, that's why I'm like, I love the fact that mental health it does, it is the same, it's the same as physical health and financial health. So I mean, it's just finding that balance, and then looking at it as like, hey, it's important. So I'm so glad that you came on. I'm anything like, as I said before, that I can
Yeah.
find a way to introduce people to you. I mean, I'm PR is one of my many strengths that I do. I love to connect people with people and help everybody grow. I love to see people shine. I love seeing people grow and, just do great things. So I'm glad to meet you. Any events that you have in the future that we can support, let me know. Let Luke know. Let Jenna, Steve, Mike, anybody on here know. We're all here to support each other and just keep growing in positive ways.
Cool. Well, hey, Crystal, I think Shane, he had to go. He's got kids. I also have kids. We just hit the hour. I just noticed John hopped in.
Oh,
John, man,
hi, John. There you are.
welcome.
Finally,
Yeah.
Hey,
welcome.
you said
Hey, there
8
he
p.m.
is.
You said
Yeah.
8 p.m. and
Yeah.
I thought it was 8 p.m. my time.
Hey, it's okay, John. I'm glad. We're just glad you're here.
Glad to be
Hey,
here.
super glad. Look, before we go trolleying off, John's got to share with you all his experience in the Newsmax ball of all those celebrities. They treated him like a celebrity. Thanks to John, I was so thrilled. He got me in the ticket to the Newsmax ball. So I was super excited about that, and thankfully, we got to share. Get our friends in, and so that was really the highlight of the whole thing for me. I mean, I loved the Trump's inauguration, but the people were just so packed. John, do you want to share your experience with the Newsmax ball?
Yeah, we literally had a ball. Yeah, it was great. There's all sorts of people there. Senators Cruz and Cotton and Rubio and um, just all sorts of celebrities and um, Greta Van Susteren and Chris Plant and just all sorts of people. Uh, Giuliani, lots and lots of people. It was just so much fun, and all our ladies look so beautiful at the bar and at the ball, and everybody thought I must be Hugh Hefner with all these women. Anyway, it was fun. It was great. It was great fun. It was great fun to.
They did,
Uh,
didn't they?
uh,
They did. They really did. So
mhm.
John got to get there a little bit earlier than me, Jenna. Jenna, are you still there listening?
I mean, oh my gosh, wait. Sorry. I was
Okay.
just laughing. John's so funny with the Hugh Hefner because,
We've got to show a picture of that Cybertron truck. Come on, you
oh,
guys.
and I saw him and all the ladies around him. So when he said that, I'm the freaking choking on my wine. It was hilarious. John, that was funny.
Hey, John
So,
rolled
guys,
up. He showed up, showed out, took names, took over. Boom, done.
wow, what
I
I
mean,
heard he was a gentleman and he made sure all the
yeah.
ladies were safe. And, John, you are a total mega man, and I love it.
I
Yep. Yep.
love that. Yeah,
That's
I
fun.
felt safe with him up there, to be honest with you. So I knew if I was going to go somewhere, whatever, and if I was traveling, by myself, all I could do is just call John. Hey, John, just letting you know I'm headed this way, that way. He's like, okay, thanks for letting me know. And then I would call Elizabeth, and she'd say, okay, great. I'm glad
So
you kind of keep in
smart.
communications, and it was just great to have a party up there that you know we kind of knew where everybody was, so that way we didn't feel like we were out here, in the midst of how many people was it, John? Like, oh my gosh, 100,000? You think?
Oh, many hundreds of thousands. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
yeah. And
crazy. Yeah.
everybody was trying to get in a 20,000 seat arena. It was just, oh my God, the lines. Oh, I got up at 6 a.m. and I didn't get in. So we waited in those lines and just lines that just went on forever. Yeah, we tried.
But
Yeah.
I actually have a video of me. If you want to share, because there's a lot of people. I've had some questions. People are asking, "What did it look like when you were, what did it look like out there?" Here, look, give this to Luke. Tell Luke I'm fixing to drop a video for him. He's got to share this with, because I don't think people really understand what these kind of lines are. Um, it was insanity. And the fact that it was like, now I've been to Trump rallies before, okay, in Atlanta, the Cobb Gallery. I've been to the JD Vance here in Lindale. I've done, different things like that, even though there was like several other Trump rallies, but nothing topped this. Nothing topped this at all. And it was like, okay, you had to wear double clothes for sure, double socks, double pants. And I was like thinking, are these people really going to stand outside in like this kind of freezing weather? Yeah. It was like the norm, wasn't it, John? Like everybody was all over the streets um
Yeah.
and it was like, wow, okay. People in Georgia just panic, like a centimeter of snow. So, and the people up there were like, oh, it's okay, we'll just take the metro or just bundle up, you'll be fine. So it's kind of the norm to just be walking in the snow and like navigating in the freezing temperatures and standing in line for hours at a time. Thankfully, I did bundle up very well. But God, I mean, we were like, I know, probably like 30 minutes waiting in line for the Trump rally. And I got to be honest, I mean, the rallies that I've been to in Georgia, everybody was nice and friendly. The rally that I tried to go to, the victory rally, the Trump victory rally on Sunday at 3 p.m., right after the plane left, whatever, get in line, and people were rude. They were really, they were really rude. So I was like, I mean, are we even going to get there? People were like, get out of my way. I mean, men had no problem kind of pushing the woman ahead to get ahead of them. Like, I didn't really see a lot of hospitality, really. It was basically, uh, what is it? The strong will survive, or survival of the fittest. That's what I said. Survival of the fittest. Um, and I was like, okay, I'm done with this. There was so much of just fighting those crowds that I just was like, how do people stand in line for 6 hours out in freezing temperature? I don't know, but I'm just glad that everything happened the way it did. And thank you, John, for giving me that ticket. Thank you for treating my guests like he treated my guests just really like celebrities. And when we went to the ball, everybody treated John like the celebrity. I mean, it was like, and they treated us like celebrities too. So huge shout out to Newsmax, John. We've got to go to future Newsmax events.
Yeah, it'll be
Um,
fun.
it's so surreal, Jenna. Next time we get tickets, girl, you gotta go. You gotta go
I
with us.
know. You know what, John? I just want to tell you, I talked to Crystal and she couldn't say enough good things about you. Like, I just want you to know that because I think it's important. She really did. And then earlier when Elizabeth was on and you weren't here, she also said some good stuff. So you're a good man and people
Yes,
notice.
he is. He really is. People noticed. Um, Luke, if you can hear me, sorry, you guys. I've got a little. It's an MVP rescue pup over here, and he you can hear him kind of whining from time to time. He
Crystal, is that
loves.
that puppy from before?
Yes, he's still the
No
puppy. Yes.
way. What did you name him? I forgot.
Armani.
Oh, okay, okay. I don't know why I thought MAGA or something.
Oh yeah, it
Sorry.
was Armani, MAGA Armani.
Okay,
I was gonna
okay.
name him MAGA MVP, but I just kind of stuck with that. So anyway, yeah, that was the rescue pup, still going strong. I love animals. I mean, I don't like to see here it's so cold, right? And I was thinking, oh my gosh, so the little people just threw the dog out underneath the car and like, hey, good luck, dog. Here's your food and water. And I just went over there and was like, "Are you guys not taking care of the animal because it keeps coming to my house to eat for water?" And the next thing you know, they're like, "You can have it." I'm like, "What?" you know. My goal was to get him a home, but I winded up, loving this little baby. So now he's mine. Very spoiled. And hey, shout out to anybody out there that rescues puppies. If you love animals, hey, that may God be with all of you because it takes a very special someone to do that for sure. What does Trump say? They're eating the cats and dogs. So let's don't do any of that. If Sonny Donald was here, he would say that. Um, but yeah, this has been such a great show. I mean, we had great guests. I think we do need to talk a little bit about some of the things that MVP is going to be doing in the future. That is a little segment that we need to touch up on. And I'm going to mention that. So, I already have events lined up for MVP. We're going to be in the field. We're doing a huge event. It's a healthcare event at the Forum in Rome. I think it's either February the 1st or 2nd. I'll be working with Karen. MVP will be there. We're going to be doing the napkin campaign. There'll be a lot of different hospitals, doctors, nurses. Jenna, you're into healthcare. I was just letting you know that. I wish we were a little bit closer. Jenna's,
Oh my God, Crystal, that would be dangerous because I would probably never be home. I'd be with Crystal.
I would be with you, Jenna. Like I would wind up moving in with you. That I get a funny feel, or
Oh my
at
God,
least
it'd
we
be
would play.
hysterical. It'd be hysterical
We would take over the town, no doubt.
for sure. We'd probably be wearing cheerleading uniforms too.
Yeah, well, I'll be doing that, and then my gymnastic lid guitar. I think I was born with a gymnastic lid guitar.
How
um,
cute.
yeah, totally. But yeah, so we're going to be doing a lot of things. MVP is going to be working, doing different things in the field, supporting Trump's 47 agenda. There'll be content that will be shared. We're also going to be out in the field doing different things that's going to be supporting Marjorie Green, Elon Musk, Doge efforts. There'll be content, there'll be different things that we'll be sharing with that. There's all kinds of Atlanta events, you guys, that I'm getting invites to. I'm part of different organizations that are with crypto, and I mean, it's just there's so much really. So I don't even know where to start. There's too many events coming up, but just know that MVP has future plans already mapped out, and I'm super bullish about what's going to happen. So just always be tuned for what's to come, and just know that the MVP team that we're very solid, still moving forward, and we're not giving up. We're just going to keep on going, keep on pushing, keep on growing. So
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, we'll see you then.
John, do you want to maybe throw it out there if anybody wants a cyber truck rental or photography? John
Oh,
does all of that. So
oh,
he's in the Nashville area.
Really?
oh yeah.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
sister lives there, John.
Oh yeah. We do tours of Nashville. We have fun.
God,
Best tour
I
in
gotta tell
Nashville.
her. My sister's a nurse. She lives there. She's a nurse.
Oh yeah.
She lives right outside of Nashville, I should say. I don't remember the town name. I was just down there visiting her like about 6 months ago.
Oh,
Was you really? When?
Yes.
When,
Damn,
girl?
I think it was in the summer. Was it last summer or May? I think it might have been May. But next time I go, I'll let you guys know.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, Jenna, you have got to meet John in the Cybertruck. I'm
Listen,
telling
next
you.
time I go down there, I'm calling you and John.
Yes, please
We're
do. And,
gonna
and Luke too. Luke's not too far either. So we could, and
awesome.
Heather Maga, we're probably like, what, 2 hours away? Is that right, John, from Nashville?
No, but three, maybe two, three.
Okay, about two or three. Yeah, so we're not too far. Yeah. So that would be great. I mean,
Nice.
yeah,
Nice, nice, nice.
when he pulls up, he stops the show, don't you, John?
Yeah, it's you're an instant celebrity when you're in that thing.
That he is.
I got a feeling our boy John is he is quite the man with money, I bet.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, all right then. I guess it's about time to end it. Jenna, do you want to kind of give us a close us out?
I just want to say that what amazing guests you guys had on today. Like this was probably one of the best shows. I think what Shane does is absolutely amazing, and we have to somehow support him. And the fact that he has offered to put MVP on the map, which it deserves, we got to
Yes.
take advantage of that. He's got 1 million
Yeah.
followers.
Yeah.
Crystal, th-
I'm
that
s-
that the fact that you, because you're so friendly, the fact that you found him, you and Luke, amazing. It's amazing. You guys are gonna totally change the way things go from now on.
Luke, can you
And
drop
John,
that
I'm calling you
picture?
Uncle John. I love you, Uncle John.
I know he's like our uncle. Hey,
Hmm.
to me, he's like my uncle. You know, like everybody
Uncle
wants
John.
to. Yeah, Uncle John. You need to know Uncle John. If you don't, you're missing out on a quality person. So quality man. Hey, look at that. There it is, John. Look, there's the
Yeah.
Cybertruck. Look, and boom, look at that. That was last year, Nashville 2024 Bitcoin conference. Oh, it was epic. It was so epic. Thank you for doing that, Luke.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you guys. What a great show tonight. And see you next Wednesday. I think we're going to do the inauguration part 2. There's more guests. John, if you want to be part of that too, because you were there also. You know the two guests that was part of the Newsmax. There was a girl on this I was trying to tell you about. She's like a reporter from Newsmax. She may join us. And there's a couple of more guests that were from Newsmax that wanted to be part of the live stream. We can only have just a certain amount, you guys. So we're going to probably pan it out. We're going to have an inauguration, Trump inauguration part 2. We're going to have some more big names, big guests on. So be ready for the next live stream next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Is it Eastern Standard Time? That's my time.
There you go. Eastern
Crystal,
Standard
you
Time.
did. Crystal, can I say something? You
Yeah.
never, you never like take the lead on the show. You took the lead today, and I think you did amazing. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah,
I think you
yeah,
did
agreed.
so right,
Yeah.
Luke.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She was great.
Great job, Crystal.
Yeah.
Wow, my girl.
Oh, did she drop off?
She dropped off. Hey, she
She
dropped the
didn't
mic.
even.
She just
She
dropped the
didn't
mic.
even hear it.
She dropped the mic. She didn't even hear my comment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn
Well,
it.
well, no, that was a great show. But yeah, Jenna, you're right. Absolutely, an honor, really, to have Shane on, and the fact that he, mentioned that he would consider
Oh my
helping us out,
God.
and a potential collab is on the table there, and next
Amazing.
next week getting Vet Token on board, and getting the community to get to hear from another good project, and then having Shane on as well. A lot of cool synergies are starting to happen. And then
Isn't
we have
it
some.
something?
It
It's
it it
something.
really is. And Crystal has some other surprise guests that she didn't even that she was too humble to mention, but that'll come next week. So again,
Cool.
we're building. That's the bottom line. We've been at it for 11 months now. We're coming up on our 1 year anniversary, and we do have a active giveaway going on right now. So basically, I'll just end it with this: any buy that's 0.02 ETH or more will be entered into win this right here. I'm going to go ahead and share this tweet. We'll put this on the Jumbotron here and share this for you guys. Picture says 1,000 words. Yep. So right there. So here's the rules. But we got here a Trump watch, and this is all thanks to Rob. These are actually he owns, like this Trump watch right here was sold out.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like under 60 seconds or
Wow.
whatever. Yeah, but this is there's only
Rob needs
200.
to come on, Luke.
Yeah,
Rob,
yeah, yeah. I know. I
he's
keep
so
what
shy.
one of these days, I think people need to hear his story as well. But yeah, this is the
Thank
actual
him.
watch. This is the actual watch right here, as worn. This is what we're giving away.
Oh my
And then
God.
yep, and then
Stop. He's giving
also
those away?
yep. So 2 lucky winners. All it's going to take is it's 1 entry per wallet, uh,
Mhm.
0.02 ETH MVP buy to enter. So I
Wait, say
actually
it again.
myself
Luke, how do we get it? How do we buy? How do we win those? Sorry, I've been drinking wine.
no, simply hey, I could go for I could go for a glass, but yeah, just a 0.02 ETH buy of MVP
What?
or more, you will automatically be entered into the raffle to win. So
But do they have to
up
hold, Luke? They
it's going to
need.
end on 6 Feb. I think we don't have very many entries. I will do a update next week, and we'll do another push as we get closer towards the end. But guys, get your raffle entries. 0.02 ETH. You can win one of two prizes here, and if your name gets pulled twice, you can possibly win both. So There you
Luke,
have
those
it.
are going to be worth a lot of money someday.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I think Rob owns more than one of these watches. He is so tuned into all things Trump that
He's
he
buying
gets some of
them.
the he gets some cool shit. He gets some cool
He
shit.
does.
Yeah. So, but no, this was a great space, and appreciate you guys sticking around. It's already late for
Luke,
me
I
over
think
here.
you have a lot in common with the vet guy because I think you guys were like both in the same division of the armed forces. I
Air
think.
Force? Was he Air
Yes.
Force?
Is that? I didn't want to say like, but yeah,
Oh,
that's what
Tui.
I think. You guys have a lot in common.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I like I said, I did. He reached out to me. I actually stumbled upon his message, so I'm glad I got to see it. But yeah, we'll get him on next week, and I'm looking forward to
Beautiful.
to bridging that gap, and we'll see if we can't get Shane on as well. And
This
um,
was awesome, Luke.
yeah, yeah.
This
Let's
was
keep it
so
going.
awesome. I'm gonna buy me a huge, big fat freaking bag of MVP again because no, it like this. It's the price doesn't match where we're at. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm not a dummy. I'm no dummy.
Agreed. Well, look what happened though. Look what happened. So as you can see here, Trump token, right? Official Trump token launched, right? And as you
Uh
can
huh.
see here, uh, these are this right here. But all right, so this is MVP and this is MAGA meme coin. But as you can see here, Trump launches his token. Interest in the others diminish, but at some
Oh,
point,
it's
like I
gonna come
said,
back
it's going to come back. It's
for
because we're not going
sure.
to stop. We're just not going to stop. So that's one thing that you can count on with MVP. We're going to remain MVPs. We're not going to stop. And it's cool. We keep building relationships and meet new people, and you never know. It's just a catalyst away. So good stuff.
Exactly.
But yeah, John, thank you for joining us tonight. Crystal, appreciate your leadership. Jenna, thank you again for your leadership. Mike, it was great having you on board. We're going to go ahead and close it down. And for anybody that missed it, there will be a recording. And I am going to get the comments. And it looks like Mr. David killed the comments today. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Mr. David up. And you get a engagement reward. So we're gonna hook you up with the ETH prize there, Mr. David. Thank you for supporting us.
Okay, you
And
can't.
until next week, guys. Thank you.
Okay. Good night.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Luke.
Thank
Bye
you
Bye,
bye.
guys.
guys.
Right.
Love
See ya.
Bye.
y'all.
Bye.
Yep.